Damn,
Oh,
man.
It was. It was
Oh
a peaceful
God.
type, man.
Goodness.
Yeah. Now I upgrade it, bro. Upgrade.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right.
I
This
just about to ask, how did that sound?
man, crystal clear. This
Great.
is episode 43 of the Dopest podcast. I'm joined by Vez and Rob. Oh my gosh, we got some good shit tonight, right, guys? Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. And mind you, when y'all sent me all this shit, I was at my card shop and my phone went off, and my homeboy Ray, he was like, damn man, who the fuck blowing your phone up? I said, oh, it's just my friends. And that shit came through like back to back to back, so I'm pretty sure y'all sent this shit like way earlier in the day. It's just that I didn't get it until I somehow just miraculously got service. You know, I'm in Woodstock, Georgia or whatever, and I'm like, oh shit, all these messages came through all at once. Tonight's gameplay is gonna be Grand Theft Auto in the background. I ain't really sipping on them, but I know this nigga Rob is drunk as a fucking skunk.
No, not yet.
Not yet, ladies. Also, I got some bad news for you, dog. I got some real bad news for you. I got some bad news for you, Rob. I got some real bad news. That's still happening, but I got some bad news for Rob. I just want you to know, bro. Nah, he gonna have to start back paying for hookers, cause OnlyFans is shutting down. Hey, bro, you know that bitch you been looking at on OnlyFans, bro. She gonna have to fucking get a real ass job now. Shit, you might see her at McDonald's, bro, cause she gonna be there. She might be your server at Applebee's, bro. Hey, real talk, I hopped on Instagram, and my boy Kevin fucking got a picture. He got a video of Big Boy from ATL talking about some, I know that who I think it is, and the caption at the top say, when you see your favorite OF girl at McDonald's. I said, God damn. I know that who I think it is.
Yo,
man,
bro,
what?
I saw it. Yo, I couldn't believe it, bro. And I said, yo, these bitches finna be out of a job.
Job. How do you file taxes with some shit like that?
Like, can these bitches file for unemployment?
Oh my God, that's a real question. Ooh, my God. But you know what though? Man. You know what though? This other podcast that I watched, they were talking about that shit, and with the main guy who runs it, he was like, you know, it's gonna hurt them in the long run. Me personally, I'm feeling like if y'all ain't finna allow people to fucking post ass and titties on this shit no more, y'all might as well just shut this shit down, cause I don't pay to see, you know, ass and titties or whatever. That's what I have a girlfriend for.
You a whole dummy if you do.
Right. That's what I have. That's what women are being in fully functional relationships for. Cause why? That like not to be funny, but like you get you a girl who you like her body, and you either date her, you fuck her, or you do a combination of the two, and you live your life, you be happy. But to go online and pay for somebody's woman, because these bitches will date a nigga and have a fucking OnlyFans, and then be like, oh yeah, that's my boyfriend, but I don't fuck him at all, but I be smashing that nigga with the black ski mask every night. Like, what the fuck? Like, nah, bro, that's just not cool at all.
Crazy. Like when I saw how much money so many women was making off that shit, man, I was like, yo, niggas out here really paying to see this particular bitch get naked.
And all them niggas is simps. All the ones that pay for OnlyFans, simps. They ain't got no game. They ain't got no life.
All of them.
They probably live in their mama's basement. You know, and not because they are on hard times, not because they're on hard times, but because they actively choose to just, oh, I'm good, I'm living with my moms, you know, it's not the best life, but shit, I get bitches on OF. Fuck out of here, man.
Right.
Like, they probably fat slobs. They probably fat slobs too. So, hey Rob. Right. Yeah, hey Rob, so when you moving out your mama's basement and dropping them 150 pounds you were telling me about the other day?
Niggas said drop 150 pounds. God damn. I'm just a fat ass over here. Shit.
Niggas subsisting off of fucking bread and water. Right.
No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't pay for that. No, never.
It is crazy because it's a subscription, mind you. So like, my thought is you subscribe to OF as what, a means to access the site, but then you donate. You can't see my fingers right now, but you donate money to like your favorite, you know, Narop star. That's the P word backwards for those of y'all who don't know. And how does that get you off? Like this is what my brain is thinking right now. There are niggas in America right now, because we're just gonna focus on the US. There are niggas in America right now jacking off to a bitch who's fucking another nigga, and that's their form of entertainment. You know what I want to do? You know what I would do if that was me? I would go to fucking Pornhub and use my tally record there. I would not be on these fucking sites where you gotta pay. Like, I don't, like, is it some sort of adrenaline rush for them? Like,
hey, bro, listen, they be wanting to see money. That particular. They just want to see they just want to see that, like that one, like that particular.
No,
girl. They want to see her naked,
here.
Bro.
Fuck out of here. What it is. See, you know, them the niggas with ED. Man. Them the niggas with ED. Them the niggas with ED then. Ah, shit. Reddit, nigga.
Oh, Reddit.
This nigga said Reddit. Oh my god, bro, you were about as bad as fucking Rod with Nintendo. That nigga, let me hold on, Vez. This nigga Rod would say Nintendo instead of Nintendo, and I kept listening like, bro, what the fuck? Are you saying Nintendo? He's like, ain't that how it's pronounced? I was like, no, motherfucker.
That's how I was saying growing up. Ain't nobody ever correct me, so that's how I was saying it.
They probably thought that shit was funny. Nah, man, that nigga lives 2 hours away from me. Ain't no talking damn different. It ain't a nigga in the A that'll fucking say Nintendo. Hey, I bought me a Nintendo Switch.
I say Nintendo now. I put the N right there.
Yeah, I brought me a Nintendo Switch. But nah, Reddit, I get that to you though. Reddit is like Reddit has so much. I'm pretty sure whoever runs their policies, like checks for all that shit, for like, you know, bad content or, you know, dangerous content, I guarantee you their job is like hell. I guarantee you they just go through that bitch like, damn, not another one. This bitch is shaking ass and titties.
They probably don't care. They probably don't give a damn.
To a degree, yes. To a degree, I would say they probably don't care. But
yeah, it's just. Yeah, I mean, it's what it be though, man. Like these guys out here, if you want to see that particular female, just they gotta see her, bro. Like without no clothes on.
Yeah. I mean, but to see that one girl though, like that's an unhealthy attachment. That's a seriously unhealthy attachment.
I mean, it's unhealthy, period. If you're paying for it, it's just like that's just unhealthy. It's what's wrong with you. And these bitches out here making thousands of dollars a month off that shit.
Right, thousands of dollars
off of it.
And you know what's crazy, and I can't help but to think about it. But I'm wondering if they're like dudes that been doing this shit too.
I'm pretty sure dudes was also doing like that, you know, OnlyFans, but I mean, the women gonna be more popular
Popular,
because
yeah.
yeah, it's women. So
Man, and then they talk
yeah,
about some, yeah, you know, OnlyFans isn't just for like spicy content. It's for, you know, people that have like chefs or people that like, you know, cook and stuff like this. And in my mind, I'm like, man, if I wanted to see a motherfucker cook some fucking chicken brioche, I'd go to goddamn YouTube for that shit to get a tutorial, not fucking OnlyFans.
yeah. See, that's the other thing. That's what people were saying. Like, it was like OnlyFans isn't for porn. It was like it's for
Right.
other things, but
It's not,
people
but
made
shit,
it
that's
a
the,
porn thing.
yeah, because you get paid.
Yeah.
They made it, they made it that way because you can get paid for it, and
Hmm.
even, and you can't do it on YouTube. Do you know how fucking insane YouTube would be if bitches could stretch ass and titties on that bitch and get paid for
Hey,
it?
I'm pretty sure YouTube was like that.
That,
Wait, what?
so there are
They
videos
shut that shit
like that,
down.
but they're like indirect. They're indirect because sometimes the YouTube algorithm doesn't flag everything.
No, no, I'm saying YouTube. My bad, babe. YouTube used to be like that. Like
Shit, I don't
you can
ever
do type of
remember
shit.
that. I don't
Yeah,
ever remember
YouTube.
that.
You, yeah, yeah.
Nigga said a
YouTube. They had no.
thumbnail for
YouTube had no
childbirth.
rules, dog.
But see, but hold on. Childbirth though, they might still allow that. That's the crazy part.
Mm,
Yes. But you got to think about the context in which it's being displayed. That's why I said the algorithm. That's why. Hold on. Hold on. That's why I said it depends on the content, bro. That's
you,
really why I said that's
nah, Viz,
50-50. That's 50
Viz,
50,
nah,
bro.
Viz is right. Like YouTube cracks down now. Like YouTube have people that like they shut your
They watch
videos down
that.
quick as fuck.
Yeah, they watch that
But
shit
it
as soon
used
as
to
you
be
post
they didn't
it.
care. They don't care. They used to didn't care.
Wow.
YouTube used to did not care about porn, nothing, ass shaking, nothing. You can't do that now though. Like YouTube be on that shit.
Ass, titties, ass, titties.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, YouTube shut that shit down, but
Damn.
my nigga, YouTube shut that shit. YouTube shut niggas videos down if you say some like some wild shit. They'll shut you down just for
Oh
talking.
yeah, especially
Reckless.
now. Yeah, especially now.
Yeah.
Like us saying the word porn, it could get us flagged.
Hmm.
Not
It would.
demonetized because I don't. That not demonetized 'cause I don't make money from us doing like the podcast, but like just really get your video like
Man.
removed. Oh no, I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you because I jokingly was replying to somebody's post on YouTube and I said that's dumb as fuck. And Facebook asked me, he said, "Hey, you don't think this is a little hurtful?" I was like, "The fuck?" Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly what it
Hmm.
was. I was like, "What the fuck?" So y'all can't tell when a nigga is joking with a friend? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Hmm.
Oh my god.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah. Damn.
Mm. See?
That shit crazy. Damn.
Hmm.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, it just feels like. Did you flag his comment? Oh wow. Damn,
Yeah.
man. So I'm gonna let you in on the next part of our segment. Viz, we talked it over. We talked it over, and We're doing spontaneous rap battles. You my brother, I love you and all, but no disrespect, I'm about to demolish your ass. They call this man Vez. V-E-Z. What is that Spanish for? Pussy? No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god. No. Biz was already getting his bars ready in his head.
I know, right? It was like this to
respond back.
Right, this all you got, nigga? You passing turn? No, that was hold on. That was a deliberate pause. Thank you, sir. Don't you fucking. Hey,
I picture. You say you got scared, man. You say you got scared, bro.
Hey, I picture Vince sitting with his mic talking about some. All right.
That nigga had the bars getting ready in his head, nigga. He got like, quiet. He was like, "Let's see what this nigga finna say."
You know, he put the hand on his chin with the thinking emoji, like, All right, bet. This nigga think he an arsonist. He think he about to burn some bridges. All right, bet. But nah,
ready, boy.
Speaking of rap beefs, so how did that segue? Drake and Kanye back at it again. Someone please tell me what the fuck is going on. Man. What is going on?
Yo, like Drake and Kanye's beef is just it's so weird to me, bro.
First of all, how they get that he was dissing Kanye from them 2 lines that nigga spoke? He could literally be talking about anybody in America.
Because of it was that 45, 44 shit.
Yeah,
but Kanye West is 44 years old.
Okay, that's still a fucking stretch, but that like he could have been talking about anybody.
That's why I say in the article it said he was apparently sending shots to Kanye.
Apparently is like what's that word?
But
that's
Drake
allegedly.
Has been apparently.
It's allegedly. Allegedly, yeah.
Drake has been allegedly sending shots at Kanye for a while. They say Drake dissed Kanye on Sicko Mode with Travis Scott. Like they say Drake dissed that nigga on there. That whole Chet Soper Stripe shit.
Yeah. What did he say?
It was like when Drake was like Chet Soper Stripe. That's what I like.
Oh, but that's Nike.
That's Nike, but that's what Kanye's with Adidas.
Oh. Okay, so hold on. So
See?
Hold on.
Yeah.
So no. It makes sense, but what I'm saying is he didn't get a chance to put his son out on that label, right? Like he didn't get a chance to introduce his son the way he wanted to by producing a shoe and shit like that. So to me, I take that as more of a shot towards Adidas, not Kanye specifically. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't really give a fuck. I mean, no, that's it. Go ahead. You got it.
I'll bring it by.
No, I actually don't. Okay.
The reason he's not with Nike anymore is because the deal he was trying to have junction with them was he was supposed to have a certain amount and complete control of release.
Yeah.
So when the Red Octobers came out, them Yeezys, them all red drinks.
Yeah. I think I remember that shoe, by the way.
Kanye didn't want those to come out, and Kanye wanted something else to come out around the time that came, and Nike dropped it out his approval. So Kanye was like, I'm trying to make a deal, and if y'all basically do anything without my approval, it's gonna be
hell to pay.
to legal actions.
Oh.
That was copyright purposes.
Oh.
So that's why he left. He went to the
Right, making his own fucking shoe and shit.
Yeah, so with Drake on Sycamore saying Chet Soper Stripes, that's what I like. People thought he was talking about he was dissing that line too. They've been saying and I meant to post this video in the group. I remember, Rap Jeans.
Mm-hmm.
They made a video talking about Drake versus Kanye's beef over the years, and I meant to share that in the group. But I forgot. I remember I saw it on my YouTube recommendations, but I forgot to share it. But like the niggas been they been saying Drake has been sending shots at Kanye for like the past like 2 years, just subliminally. Like Drake has always been like a subliminal type nigga.
2 years.
2 years, yeah. They said
That's a
Drake been dissing that
long
nigga in
fucking
multiple
time.
songs. Like
That's a
constantly.
really long fucking time.
Like, you remember that Drake diss track that made Pusha T respond with about his kid and stuff? Like Drake made a diss song first.
Oh, is that the one with him and Lil Wayne?
No.
Oh, I don't
I forgot
remember
the name of
then.
that song. I forgot the name of that song. Like it, like people forget. Like okay, see, this is what makes it so crazy. Pusha T's diss track as Drake is so huge. They forget that Drake said something first. He
Right.
responded first, which made Pusha T respond.
Right.
But it was like if you look back at that diss track, Drake was mostly dissing Kanye that whole time.
So then
instead
what
of Pusha.
what made Pusha jump in?
Because Drake said something about his wife or something.
Oh.
He said something about his fiance or something like that. It was made Push T was like, oh, you want to talk about my family? All right, my nigga, I'm talking about yours.
Yeah, that was that, but
Yeah.
them going back and forth about a situation.
Mhm.
It's like something inside of the label internally.
Yeah.
Kanye and Drake had words. So I don't know if it was like the small comment that got the Drake and then
I'm sorry. My sister said it sounded like Drake, the common denominator.
Oh, she listening?
She is.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to you, L. Female L. She said, sounds like Drake, the common denominator.
Listen. Okay. Pusha T. All right. This how I remember the beat. I try to remember this beat because now we're going back to this beat between Pusha T and Drake.
You might have to play a
Pusha
clip of this
T.
song.
Pusha T made a song called Ep43. It was off that album, that 7-track album that Kanye Bush produced.
Yeah.
Back when he making everybody put out 7-track projects, right?
Which I thought was the craziest thing.
Right. Right, exactly. Pusha T said something about Kanye on that track. They say if you go back and listen to that diss track, Drake was mostly dissing Kanye on that diss track, mostly.
Right. Hey, you know I don't remember that shit. That shit was weak.
Mm.
Nah, you right. You're not wrong.
Yeah. Kanye and Pusha real close. They real close. They homies, my nigga. Like Kanye West might push T the president of good music, if I remember right. Like push. Let me see. So once Drake put out that diss track, Kanye West never responded, but see Drake said something about Pusha T's fiance on that song. So Pusha T was like, "Oh, you want to talk about my family? I am a nigga. I'm gonna expose yours." Like Pusha T, like if I'm like I ain't listening to hit this track in a long time, but I never give that nigga was like, "Nigga, this the devil flow." Like Pusha T don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
he don't give a damn. He don't attack anything about you.
I ain't gonna lie. I listen to that shit for fun.
Yeah, he don't play. Drake thought since Drake beat Meek Mill, that nigga thought he could take Pusha, and that was a mistake. That was a mistake, my guy. Yeah. Right. No, Push T ain't. He ain't, and he learned quick. Yeah.
Trying to play
Right.
Like most niggas in the Pusha T, that nigga's not the nigga to fuck with, bro. Like Drake should have known that, but that nigga thought he was on top of the world. That nigga thought he was untouchable. Pusha T was like, alright, I got something for you. Jay don't fuck with Pusha. Mm-hmm.
But see, this what I get though. You know what I'm saying? So reading certain shit, watching certain videos. Drake was a fan of Pusha T's.
He was.
Because of like affiliations with like Lil Wayne type shit.
Oh, so Pusha just didn't like him because of the circles that Drake held. I said Pusha started not to like him because of the circles he ran in.
I gotta go back and watch that video, man. Like I said, Rap Genius, but that shit sound perfect. I can't remember what, like, I ain't seen I watched that video in a long time, you know. Yup, he did, yup. Push T Ben had a problem with Wayne. He been had a problem with Wayne.
Damn.
But I think at some point Drake jumped in because, you know, Wayne is Drake's, you know, they
partners, yeah.
Yeah, like Drake will, like Wayne is like them niggas basically brothers.
Right.
At this point. Yeah, so that's why Drake jumped in at some point, which I guess would make Push Bitch like, alright, I'm finna dish you too then.
Right.
But that song, but Pusha T Infrared song is what made Drake jump all the way in with that diss track. Mind you, Kanye West produced Infrared, so I guess in Drake's mind, he was like, oh, you produced this song, you knew he was talking about me, I'm gonna attack you too. So then that's when made Push T come back with the story of Adidon, which, you know,
the greatest diss track I've ever heard.
Yeah, that track will always be classic. Like, that nigga exposed the world to your child that nobody knew about. Like
Right.
that. I will never forget that.
I want you to know, Vez, I don't give a shit how much I I like this man Drake music. That was a good ass diss track.
Dog, Pusha. I wish
the fucking story of Adion, nigga.
If I could make a wish, I wish. Like, I promise, I wish I could see Drake's reaction to that fucking diss track. Like, I would love to see that nigga face.
Man, hey, you know what?
He brought up his son, bro. His child.
Remember that album?
To see his reaction. That's what the energy of hip hop does for me, bro. Because whenever nigga drop some words, and it's like even in the street, for nigga tell you some shit.
Yeah.
It's a long, crucial statement. He made some short, sweet shit. And they got some energy behind it, and make a nigga just change everything about his whole, like, energy.
Right. Oh yeah.
Ain't no ways. The nigga Push told him. He told him. He said, nigga, it's gonna be a long summer, nigga.
Yo, hey.
Damn. And you know what?
I'm glad you said that. I'll never forget that. That nigga Push, he was like, yo, nigga, if you respond, I got shit to say about you that people don't know.
Yes.
Boy.
Crickets. 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 Yo, didn't you tell me? Didn't you tell me at one point that this nigga Drake was trying to, like, heard about this man?
That was a rumor out here. Hey, Push T said something about it. Push T said something about it on Twitter or something. Yeah, say Push T had heard about it. He was like, nigga, you ain't gonna find shit on me.
What's crazy is, it was motherfuckers, like, niggas and bitches tweeting this, that, and the third. And they was like, man, you know, what's crazy and what's sad is, a singer nigga be a battle rapper. But now that this battle rap, or this singer nigga going up against this street nigga and lost, niggas still gonna praise Drake. I'm like, how the fuck is that even possible? Like,
Yo.
he real life just got his ass handed to him.
I said the same thing, Vaz. I said, because of the times we live today, that nigga Drake still gonna be like he's still gonna be successful and relevant. But this was back in the day.
Ooh,
That nigga
yeah.
really would have been done.
Right. Hell yeah.
It would have been done. We just in a different climate now.
I don't know, bro. I feel like it'd be the niggas who get like a different plateau or stature in like their career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He got it way worse, bro.
Oh, you talking about the Nas? Yeah.
Oh, no, Jay-Z, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what made that even way more crucial is Nas put this track on his album.
Oh fuck.
Credit card is the
I think that is the worst thing you could do to another rapper is put a diss track on your album, because now when they talk about that album they're gonna be like, oh yeah, that was the one where Jay-Z got his shit ripped, ain't it? They're gonna be like, yep.
This is why I did not like. That's one of the reasons I did not like Drake's album Scorpion. He put an album out after that beef, and throughout that album he was taking shots at Pusha. I could tell he was, but he never said that nigga name, and I did not like that. I'm like, they don't do that bullshit. Like you called out his name, he called out your name, beat you in the rap beef. Don't be so subliminally dissing him throughout Scorpion.
I mean,
that's weak to me.
To be honest, I expect it because that guy is a singer, not a fucking rapper. Not a battle rapper anyway. Like,
no, Drake definitely not.
So I mean, if you think about it, put yourself in his shoes. You done called a nigga out, nigga done called you out in the worst way possible. You getting ready to call him back out. You getting ready to call him back out, but you're a fucking singing ass rapper. You ain't never really done a rap beef before. You gotta write all your shit down before you fucking spit it. Like, what? Yeah, what would you do in that situation? that too. But what I'm saying is you gotta fucking write or type that shit before you can read it to anybody else.
Listen, man.
But listen, you know, moving forward, what's inside of hip hop, you know what you're looking forward to. Like, this ain't no motherfucking sit around ABC. This is hip hop, nigga. Like,
Hip hop. Yep.
Oh, I thought this was Barney and Sesame Street. My bad.
niggas cry, all types of shit. Put all
Yo.
types of emotions when it comes to this shit.
Just hip hop.
Nigga who really take this shit serious. When I get rap, you saying I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm a writer, I'm an artist and shit felt that on a different level.
Oh yeah,
Right.
of course.
Yo, rappers are sensitive. Like they'll never say it, but
Nah. Anybody who puts out content from their fucking soul should be sensitive about their shit. I'm sensitive about my shit. So when people read my short stories and they tell me, oh damn, that was really good. When the one thing I love for people to hear, for people to tell me and actually mean it. No, not even that, but they like, this shit read like a movie, yo. That is like the greatest fucking feeling for me. The greatest fucking feeling, because all it is words on a goddamn piece of paper. So,
hey yo, this
right.
This not so sensitive. Like going back to when Eminem dropped that trash ass Revival album, and
my
everybody
God.
shitted on it. That nigga came out. That nigga came back a year later with Kamikaze,
Right, that nigga
responding
said-
to everybody who talked shit. Like a
That nigga
year
said-
later, like that nigga was ready, bro.
That nigga said, "Give me the Zenzu bean, bro. I'm about to head to the time chamber."
Yeah, he was like, these motherfuckers finna talk about me like this. Like, I'm finna prove these niggas I still fucking got it. And that's what they did on Kamikaze.
Right.
Yeah, 'cause Revival was weak, but Kamikaze was fucking great because Revival was weak and they're talking shit about it.
And to this
Like,
day,
that's
to this day, I always had this theory that nigga did that shit on purpose just so he had something to respond to.
That nigga that diabolical.
That nigga said, "I know exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fucking put out this trash ass album, let everybody talk shit about it, and then that'll give me the fire, the fuel, the flames to just fucking burn everybody down."
Yep.
Oh.
But so now fast forward to, ain't even the fast forward. Ever since that track happened with Pusha Drake, that's just that beef happened.
You think his music been different?
No. Drake's been dissing Kanye since then.
Oh.
Constantly.
Constantly though.
Subliminally though, subliminally.
I would
He's
say
been doing subliminally for a while.
You gotta point it out to me, because I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just I can't catch everything.
Man, I gotta see that video. Man,
I mean, this nigga Kanye disses are like finding out all the meanings behind M's songs. Like when he do fluoride swish, and you gotta be like fluoride swish, and then fluoride, and then be like swish, because that's what you do with fucking mouthwash or fluoride, I guess.
That nigga did a triple entendre on Nas.
That's the word I'm looking for. Kanye disses like Eminem does triple entendres.
Triple entendre, he'll beat him. That shit. I caught a bar. Like that Nas song. I caught a bar that he spit. I've heard plenty of times, and I caught it like probably like my second or third time listening to it. But it was like yeah, but he knows for doing that. That's what he do these days. But it's like Drake's been doing that to Kanye for like a while. He keeps subliminally dissing Kanye. I don't think Kanye's ever said anything bad to Drake on a song.
And it's he ain't been the type of person to just battle somebody.
That's the nigga who's never been in the beef. He's never been in a rap beef, right? Ever.
And it's probably wow.
He might.
Really? He might. No, I'm not. Hold on. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just surprised because. Oh, okay. Fucking graduation day, late registration, Kanye.
Wait.
College dropout, Kanye. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's my favorite Kanye. That's the most underrated.
Out of all the Kanyes I know, this is my favorite.
Their registration was amazing.
That college dropout Kanye, man, that nigga was something different.
That's what I'm trying to tell niggas, man. Like people focus on the Kanye now. Like Kanye, that nigga work. That nigga's body of work will always be better than Drake's body of work. That nigga Kanye.
Yeah, which one?
Like his body of work, like that nigga first five projects are all fucking classes to me. College dropout, late registration, graduation. I even Lil 808s Heartbreak. I want niggas that actually thought that shit was great. I like 808s Heartbreak, and then My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I thought that shit's a fucking masterpiece of a project. Drake has nothing compared to that shit to me.
What?
Red colorful. Graduation. That's one that had like the purple album cover with the bear shooting out the cannon. It was like, yeah.
My sister said she like graduation Kanye.
Graduation Kanye. Oh no, that's great Kanye. That was a great Kanye. Nigga, that was Can't Tell Me Nothing. Good Life.
Oh man, we talking about this nigga like he's existed at different periods. Well, I mean he has existed at different periods of time, but not like the 1800s, the 1900s, and the 2000s. We talk about this man like he a whole fucking time traveler.
That would it feel like, man? Cause
no,
I mean, you say it's hip hop based, but Kanye. It's crazy how like that nigga's career is so different. Like compared to other rappers, it's so different. Like because that nigga okay. College dropout, late registration, graduation, right? 3 hip hop projects he put out back to back. who me personally are, I think all are classics. Me personally.
Yeah.
Mama passes away. He puts out 808s of Heartbreak, which back in the day was rest in peace to her. That back in the day that he put out 808s of Heartbreak, that was fucking bold as shit.
What made it bold?
Because that nigga sung the entire project. He sang on that whole thing. Yeah, what the rap you know? Come on, bro.
Tyler?
That was bold as fuck. Wait, Tyler did do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Before anybody else was doing it, the only other nigga who was doing that shit, he got his career crushed for doing that. That was
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Rappers gonna sing, bro. Rappers gonna sing back then. No, hell no. They clowned you for that. No. No. 808s of Heartbreak. That shit. That album right there. This is another reason why Kanye is like one of the greatest. That album opened up a lot of like paths for other rappers to do this. Like to be like, oh, no, I don't feel like rapping. I want to.
Oh yeah, you ain't lying. Cause I mean, it used to be a time where like.
Now, 103,000 did it for Love Below. Let me get, but yeah, but anyways, a Heartbreak I feel like was like it hit harder. Like it was more of a, yeah, that was fucking both him to do that, man. He didn't get trashed. Maybe he did get trashed for it back then, but I didn't trash him for it because I thought the shit was great.
Yeah, it used to be a time where like
a couple years later he did the whole. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it used to be a time where like all you needed was like a club hit and then like a slow jam. And I forgot what the third type of song was. Just like like a really good ass beat with some or instrumental or whatever. But I understand like back then nobody was really trying to hear that shit. but today that shit. Yeah, today that shit would annoy me though if like I heard somebody's album and they were just rapping the whole time, like just the whole time. Like shit, even you don't like you ain't gotta be.
Yeah.
Man, you. Right. No, I understand.
Kanye was full on singing on 808s Heartbreak.
Right.
And let's not forget, and this one of the few artists ever did this. The only reason that album came out is because that nigga mama passed away.
Oh yeah, of course.
808s Heartbreak would not exist if that man mama never passed, bro.
Oh yeah.
That's what I mean when I say he's on a whole different breed of like artistic, like genius type shit. Like he made that album because his mama died. Like, come on, man. He just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna sing this whole track." And then again, to me, I thought the album was great.
Right. But I guarantee you, that's when the split happened.
Tell me what it says.
Yeah.
I see. That's one thing I can't remember. I remember how I felt about it. Like I remember how different it was listening to a Kanye album that was singing after Graduation too. But then I can't remember how like the public felt about it. That I don't remember.
Damn.
I don't. I just remember how I felt about it. And I remember I was like, yo, this shit is like really good. It's different, but it was like, it was good to me, you know. And then a couple of years later, he did my bid for Dark Twisted Fantasy, who I'm one of the niggas personally who think that's his best work out of everything.
It got some songs in there I like. Monster and I'm In It being one of them. Oh, and them last two tracks at the end. You ain't like Monster?
What?
I like that beat on Monster. That beat on Monster made a nigga feel
Kanye,
like he was like
Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj. He ain't like that. That's one. That's people call Nicki. That's the best Nicki Minaj verse.
You said it wasn't spiritual enough.
Damn.
I didn't know he had a video for that shit.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So you didn't like it
See,
because of that?
Nah, it's more to it than that, man. Like, the images in the video.
Oh, it evoked something in you
oh,
that you
see, I
didn't like
barely, I
feeling.
barely, I barely remember the video. I'm gonna keep it real, but y'all remember the video.
That shit just felt like real ritual. And then the shit he on now type shit, like, that shit just different.
Nah, I feel
So
you, bro.
what you feel about My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy as a project though? Like, what you thought about that project of is?
Oh, you never listened
Oh,
to
okay.
it.
Nah, the only song I heard on it was probably like some of the shit they highlighted.
They were like
Oh,
Monster, Runaway with Pusha T.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie, fucking, I'm in it, man. That song right there, that song.
That song, no, that song right there, London. That's off of Yeezus.
Is it? No, it's
Yeah,
not.
I'm in it. Yes, it is. That part, that like that song where that like Jamaican it come on by halfway through.
Hold on.
Start rapping too. Yeah, that's off of Yeezus, bro.
Oh, you sure?
Mhm. Yes, nigga. I am positive. I am 100% positive. I'm in this off of Yeezus. Cause I want niggas actually like Yeezus. I know Yeezus was a split for a lot of Kanye fans. Like, and niggas either hated it or liked it. I didn't
Oh
love it.
shit, you right. You definitely right. I'm looking at this shit right now.
Yeah.
Fucking, I like Black Skin. I know my favorite songs were On Sight, Black Skinhead, I Am God, Hold My Liquor, I'm in it. I had more songs than I hated on that album.
Oh, Yeezus, yeah.
Yeah, but on my Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, I definitely like that outro song he had on there. It was the
Lost
last
in the
two.
World.
Yeah, that shit hit me the way that Vez was talking.
Nigga, like, I'm trying to tell y'all, like, so I've been like battling for this shit for years. I feel like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, for, like, again, that is my favorite Kanye project. But I've talked to so many people that be like, oh, yo, I didn't hear that one, or I didn't care to hear that one, or I didn't think, or like, to
Damn,
me,
for
again,
real?
yeah, like niggas, for some reason, niggas know about College Dropout, Literature, Graduation, right? They know them three. And maybe nobody always a Heartbreak. But when it gets to that fifth album, My People Touch Twisted Fantasy, I don't know where niggas' mindsets were when that came out. But for some reason, niggas don't really, they don't look at it as the way I look at it. Like, but I've seen other people like praise it online. Like, I've seen people make videos about that project saying like it's Kanye's best project, and I'd be like, okay, cool. These other people feel the way I feel. But I've talked like, to the normal person, for some reason they look at that project and just don't really have nothing to say about it.
And you know
usually.
why? You know why? Because I promise you that split probably happened with 808s and Heartbreak. You know what we need? Is there a site like Metacritic for video games for music?
I think so.
No. So like you know how Metacritic works, right? Where like the player base determines that score. I need something like that before albums. Where like the listening base.
Hip hop, I think it's Hip Hop Junkie or HipHopNation.com, some shit like that.
Yeah.
I've seen the name so many times.
Really? But it's the same site?
Yeah.
Cause I'm
Like, this sites with those, I think, like the top two type.
Oh. Damn.
Yeah, but yeah, that's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out in 2010. And I'm looking at track list and like, yeah, all the lights, that was a single. It's just, I don't know, it's just, I guess niggas, when Kanye got to that part of his career, niggas weren't really fucking with him, cause maybe, like you said, London, 808's Heartbreak.
I think that shit broke niggas. I think that shit broke niggas. They probably heard that shit and said, "Oh man, Kanye singing because his mama passed away. His music ain't finna be the same."
But that nigga came back the best way possible on My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I was looking at track listing. There's no track on this motherfucker I think is trash. I think all of it, like, as far as like artistically, production wise, the guest features are all dope. Everything. Nigga, I think Nicki Minaj and maybe even Jay-Z have the best verses of their career on that nigga's project. On this fucking album. I swear. Yeah, bro. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, if y'all can go back, play that shit from start to finish, man. Like that, I don't know, Kanye's. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Jay's on 2 songs off this project, Monster and So Appalled. And I want to tell you, So Appalled with it's Kanye, Jay Z, Pusha T, Sci-Hi, The Prince, RZA, Swiss Beats, all them niggas on that one song. And now that's one of my favorite songs ever by Kanye. It's called So Appalled, man.
Really got my attention.
Mhm.
I was watching some shit one time, and like it was like some 50 shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to be big on 50 back in the day. Like,
Me too. Me too. Yeah, me too, bro. Hell yeah.
50 was my man when he first came out.
Mhm.
But through the wire, that's what got me on Kanye.
Mhm.
So sentimental, so direct, so energy driven. Like that shit hit you and made you feel it. Like damn, shorty got a story to tell. I like fucking with.
Yo, Through the Wire is definitely, man, classic. Classic. The way he was talking about the car wreck that almost killed him. The way that he had to get his jaw wired and he had to have surgery and like his jaw was never the same after that shit. It was just all that, man. Yo, yeah, College Dropout. Like I said, that's why I say it would never be another artist like Kanye.
Oh, of course not.
Now you talking about his recent work and his recent like outbursts and antics. This is what I'm okay. This is when I separate him from the music, right? when you talk about Kanye these days, you have to specifically focus on the music because when you hear him, niggas will get mad because they think about his person, like the personality. Like you should recently, right? Okay, he got this album coming out, Donda named after his mama, and he's bullshitting with putting it out, right? But if you talk about Kanye now, like niggas will don't want to hear about it because they think about him as the person. And this bullshit that he said, I'm like, yo, I don't give a fuck about what he said. I'm here for the music because for some reason he does all that bullshit he be saying, like in public. He does not say that shit in his music. And that's another thing I think is so crazy. The whole slavery was a choice bullshit, the Trump shit. He don't talk about none of that in his songs, bro. I swear. And I think it's so fucking crazy. Like, we was talking about shit in his songs, and I'd be like, alright, I don't want to listen to this nigga no more. But he does not talk about that in his music at all. Yeah, right.
Right.
Like, oh, you good.
Crack music.
Crap. 2 Words, that's another one.
2 words.
Yeah, it's all College Dropout. Freeway I think was on there too. I think maybe Jay.
So in your honest opinion, do you feel like society or like the government or some form of power has reached out to try to dull him and make him less of a threat, less of a how you say a Malcolm X type person?
That's the
individual that's opposing what is in place. That's like if you got something in place, like systematically built. If you feel as though somebody threatening that, you gonna do everything in your power to try to stop that right or wrong.
Sure enough, I ain't gonna lay down. Shit.
Yeah.
That's the same shit they do. That's the same shit they do.
Like Ben said, like Kanye, like all the old Ye, like he was talking about, like he was on his conscious shit, like talking about the government and black people and what we have to go through. It just confuses me because again, I was one of the biggest Kanye fans, so I was like I was thinking about that nigga was like just great back in the day. And the fact that he went into the Trump, the fact that
was
he went
Trump
into that,
Nation.
yeah, that just confused me and so many other people so much. Like, how did you make this switch up? That wouldn't forever make no sense to me. You the same nigga that said George Bush doesn't like black people, doesn't care about black people.
Right.
So I don't understand what the fuck make you think Trump did. Like, I just would never get that. I would never get that about this man.
That's why I asked Vest that question, because you know, me and Vest have talked about this. What is this, the third time now, about powers being placed upon him?
I would never get it. I would never get it, bro. And like, and people who just completely just throw him away, like off of shit that he said. I understand. I ain't finna defend that shit he said, but when it comes to music, he's just a different breed when it comes to music. Now you talk about his I realize I've talked about all his shit until I be with Twisted Fantasy. Everything after that has been hit or miss.
Right.
Has been hit or miss with me.
I like the life of Pablo. Shit.
Like, Pablo's good. No, I like that one.
Okay. Fucking scared me for a minute.
No, I like it.
It's about to be do or die. It's about to be do or die in this bitch. I ain't gonna lie.
No, we got Yeezus, which split the fan base, but I liked it.
Yeah, I like the Yeezus too.
We got Life of Pablo, which I think people liked. I think generally people liked or fuck with. Which one?
Yeezus. Oh shit.
Yeah. Hey, that's another thing. If you didn't like Yeezus, I'm not finna fight about that shit. Like, if you didn't like it, I understand. It was
fuck you, bruh. Fuck you, bruh. Fuck you ain't like Yeezus, bro.
Yeah, it was something different. It was definitely different.
What was the one that came out that sounds like Yeezus, but it's not Yeezus?
Sound like Yeezus, but it's not Yeezus.
Yeah, the album sound like it, because it started with a Y. It's like, it got that song on there, Killing Myself,
Yay.
Okay.
That was that 7-track project he did. He was making everybody from his label to 7-track shit.
I ain't gonna lie, that is the only song I like on that bitch, is that first one.
Yeah, I didn't care about Ye.
Like,
I didn't care about Ye, bro. Like, I listened to that project like multiple times.
It was just kind of weird.
It felt rushed.
Really weird. Yeah.
It felt rushed and fucking. It just didn't feel finished.
You know how you bake cookies, like them Nestle House cookies that you get from the store, but you know you want them real soft, so you heat them. It say heat them for fucking 30 minutes, but you know if you heat them for 30 minutes, them bitches gonna come out a little brown on a little black on the bottom. It sound like that nigga put them bitches in the oven for 5 minutes and called it a day.
Yeah, that's what happened. So we got Yeezus, Life of Pablo, Ye. And well, I like to count it, but that Kid See Ghost, it was Kanye West and Kid Cudi. I thought that shit was amazing.
I gotta listen to the whole thing, but I didn't really like. I don't know. Even when I listened to that particular song, yeah, Cudi's like a diet Lupe to me.
Which is funny because they don't like each other.
Because you said they don't like each other. What the fuck?
Lupe and Kid Cudi don't like each other. No, they don't.
Why?
They don't. Something about Kid Cudi said something about Lupe on Twitter, and Lupe didn't take it the right way, and yeah, I kind of hate they don't like each other, but they
could have made some beautiful music.
Beautiful music. I love a Lupe and Kid Cudi song.
One more thing we gotta talk about in the music world before we move on to this video game news. Kendrick Lamar and this final album with TDE. What are y'all thoughts and opinions? I did not get a chance to read what he said. I'm gonna let y'all speak on what y'all feel while I do that.
Let me see if you gonna look it up yourself.
Nova posted the photo. I'm just gotta go find it.
You better go first, Biz. I got some stuff to say, but you can go first if you want to.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So Kendrick, I ain't put an album in 4 years. Came out
Mm-hmm.
yesterday and finally put out a statement. Which didn't explain why he didn't. Which explain well, it didn't explain what he's been doing for years, but I read that. I read what he said, and I don't know. I felt kind of bad for him. That was my reaction to it. Like I feel like
Mm.
he's been going through a lot of personal shit. Um, yeah, like he didn't sound like happy that his like he okay. He basically said that his this album is gonna be his last up on the TDE, the label he's been with from the beginning. Which that's a whole nother thing because I'm like, why would you leave that label? Because it seemed like it's that label been like doing him great for years because that nigga been putting out amazing projects up on the TDE. So I don't see why would you leave, you know. But of course he's not gonna go that personal with it. Um, but I'm trying to remember like what he said. He was like, love, loss, and grief has like affected him in a way.
I just read it.
Okay, okay. Um, he was. It seemed like he's not in the best place in his mind right now, in my opinion.
Mm.
When I read it,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know what's next for him after this final project, and they did say it ended with "See You Soon," and when motherfuckers say "See You Soon," I don't know. Like, is his album coming out this year?
He made this
I
shit sound like
hope.
when a motherfucker says "see you soon," they about to die.
Yeah, like I don't know what that mean. And then he put that new, was it Oklama? OKLAMA? I don't even know what that
Called
means, but that's
Oklahoma.
yeah, but
Oklahoma.
that's what he called himself. Yeah, nobody knows what that
Oh
means.
shit!
Like he
All
called
right,
himself a different name.
all right. So as I produce my final TDE album, I feel joy to have been a part of such a cultural imprint after 17 years. The struggles,
Yep.
the success, and most importantly, the brotherhood. May the Most High continue to use Top Dog as a vessel for candid creators as I continue to pursue my life's calling. There's beauty in completion and always faith in the unknown. Thank you for keeping me in your thoughts. I pray for you all. See you soon. Enough. Signing off as Oklahoma.
Hmm.
Well,
That's what he said. That's what he said.
the whole goal when we started this thing was to make music, make money, and make history. We did those things 10 times over and then some. TDE and its artists have provided a way to end generational curses that we were all personally born into over the last 17 years in this business. With this being Dot's last album on TDE, this is more of a victory lap, a celebration. I know he will be successful in whatever it is he decides to do and will have our full support. I'm assuming this is Top
That's
Dog's
Top Dog.
response. So
Yeah.
let's see. Does it sound sad? Yes. Has a nigga been going through some shit? Probably.
Yeah.
Considering what you told me about about Top Dog's relationship with Kendrick, I feel like, I don't know, maybe they had a falling out. I hate to think that way, but you know.
If they did, Top Dog's response to Kendrick's, you know, response was professional. I mean, Top Dog says his celebration. You know, he was like, you know, if they did something, created something that I guess a lot of people doubted them for.
Right.
You know, so cause I love like TDE is a label I love Kendrick, I love Schoolboy Q, J Raw, Ab Soul, SZA, all them niggas. I think that's a great label. It's full of great artists. Yeah, Black Hippie, all them niggas dope to me. So the fact that Kendrick's leaving, that says to me, and I could be completely wrong, I could be completely wrong, but it's just to me that he's not happy being there no more.
Yeah,
That's what it is to me.
I understand
It could
because
be
why
it could
would
be as
you?
simple as
No, I
he just
understand
want to move
because
on and do his own thing. It could be just
yeah,
that.
because why would you give up a
But
good job that pays you, $1 million a
right,
year to do anything
right,
else?
right, exactly. None of the niggas up on the TD has ever complained about TDE. Like none of them. But I mean, I going to his last album up under them, I just hope it's great. I hope because again, Kendrick is another artist who I feel like his first three projects are classic to me. Good Kid, Mad City, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Damn. I think all three of those are amazing projects. You know, um, but it's funny that after Damn, this is when that nigga takes a 4-year hiatus because Damn was actually his most commercially successful project. So the fact that he's taking a 4-year hiatus and now come back with a message, like he did out of nowhere. I hope he's okay. Of course, I hope he's alright.
Right.
And we'll see what this next project he got coming. Hopefully before the year over. And
Right.
I think that's all I need to say about that.
Mm-hmm. Here it comes.
Happy, or I won't say he is happy, because truthfully I don't know. Like his responses over the years, in between what's been going on as far as like dropping projects or how he feels about his career, it seemed to be like he was pushed into a corner that he didn't want to be in, and like doing that, fighting his way out of that position. He in a position now where it's like
they all corresponded with each other about how they was. Let's talk you more flat.
You talking about like Pimp Butterfly type shit. He was saying like every song leading up to that, like between the times of making that like project.
Do you see
The same song over and over.
Really?
He apologized for better for his last like,
Right. Damn, that's deep.
I remember one time he talking about that shit.
Yeah, you're right. I remember that. Definitely. I think the same thing. Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Right.
me too. Like one thing that stuck out to me that he said in that message was he said he go months without a phone.
What?
Yeah, he said that.
That's a little dangerous, ain't it though?
A little. That's what I said. I said in this day and age.
I mean, it's okay. I mean, so going without a phone to me sounds like you just leave that motherfucker at home and just live your life. Not like for me to want to go without my phone, I would just simply put that bitch on airplane mode, but I still keep my phone on me.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what he said. He said he go months by he said he go months by his phone. So when you say shit like that, it makes me think you just
like you
I don't know.
Shit, you fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Please explain.
He's,
I had my phone off. You can reach me. It's like via text or shit like that. My job is the same shit. Like I'm on experience where like you feel as though you're disconnected from your reality. So sometimes you
I know. Yeah, I got what you mean.
I
The
feel
same
the
thing
same way.
happens. Same thing happens when like motherfuckers go to like stay in the when they go camping and shit. Yeah, when you go camping and shit like that. Like I don't ever like. I cut my phone off if I ever go like camping. Like, cause I'm not trying to be bothered by anything. So
That's
Especially retreats that revolve around that. Like you can actually go sign up for a retreat. Forms around it.
cool.
I think that's what I think is going on too. Like people, that's another thing. Like people be so wrapped up in their fucking phones these days. Like it's
Man,
funny. Like I be on
what?
the same mindset too. Like I be like, man, people be so wrapped up in their phone. Like I'll be at work, right? I'll be at work and everybody in that motherfucker just be looking down their phone. I be like, bro, like.
It's the Matrix, bruh.
Like,
Right.
can we have a fucking conversation? Can we talk? Like,
Right.
like motherfuckers don't even know how to talk these
But
days
see,
because they be in their fucking phone.
I've had arguments with bitches who just been in their phone, and you know what they say when I tell them, yo, bitch, you were in your phone, like, fuck out of here. You know what they tell me? You were doing it too. Like, what the fuck?
Bitches definitely be more on their phones than niggas though.
Oh, of course.
Women stay in that phone, bro.
Cause I guarantee you, if you tell your girl or somebody that you dating right now that I'm gonna work on not being on my phone as much, I guarantee you they're not gonna think about that shit for themselves. They're gonna be like, alright, do what you gotta do.
I think Big Sean said that shit. I think Big Sean said a lyric about that shit too, about women being in their phones. Like they could, I forgot the lyric, but it was off that last project he put out. But
Detroit
Detroit too. Yeah, he said something about women being in their phones. They women could write encyclopedias.
Oh shit! I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But what's crazy is, like, when I see them in their phones, it's not like they doing important shit, you know? They're just checking Instagram, looking at Snapchat, and all this other dumbass shit.
To TikTok.
Right.
To, like, it just...
all this useless ass shit. Then they want a nigga to appreciate them for who they are. Like, bitch, you have no substance. Like,
exactly.
you can't answer like simple questions. So,
but yeah, so for Kendrick to say that he go like months without his phone, I mean, I understand. I understand. Like, he's trying to. I feel like it's good for a person to try to find out, like, spiritually or mentally, like what, like, makes them happy, what makes them get out of bed in the morning. Like, I feel like that's what he's been doing.
I mean, I feel like I would hope. I don't know what his regimen is as far as like how he goes about like trying to write his raps or produce an album or anything like that, but I hope that when he releases his project, or maybe before he releases his project, he takes like some time to just sit and you know, just relax, you know, not wake up and not do a damn thing. Sometimes I think that's what people need. Some people need to be able to wake up and not do a damn thing. But if you've been doing that too much, then of course you need to fucking fuck off your ass and do some shit, you know.
This is why I'm saying, like, Damn came out 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, you
and
think he's just been
a word?
Oh, you think he's already been just kind of resting?
I think he's been trying to get motivated, cause you know, like, let's go to like Big Sean.
Yeah.
Big Sean for a while said that he didn't put out an album because I think Detroit 2 came out, and Big Sean was like on a 3-year hiatus, and he said that he put out an album for a while and made music because
he was depressed.
It wasn't making him happy. He was depressed, and he said that he said his daily regimen was to get up in the morning, go in the studio, write raps, make a song, and leave. Get up in the morning, go in the studio, write songs, make a song, and leave. Like he said,
so he
every
sound like
day,
he just wasn't living life.
He was. That's what I'm trying to say.
But that's not. how can I put it?
So
That's
so
something
he said
he
he
can
wasn't
control,
happy.
though.
He wasn't happy. Right. He needed motivation. Like he said that. Big Sean, I remember he said he went to therapy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I forget that. I never forget. He said if we was in therapy, and that nigga said the therapist asked him what makes him happy,
Mm.
and he said that nigga said he broke down in tears because he couldn't answer her,
Yeah.
and that's how bad it was for him at that point in his life. Like, you know, as far as, of course, now he's good. You know, he put out Detroit 2. I think it's an amazing project. He got motivation again to make music, but he said at that point in his life, he said that's how bad it was for him.
See,
So I'm gonna relate that to Kendrick, and maybe he might be going through something similar.
See, this takes us back to that conversation we had about all black people needing therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So
Black people definitely need it, but they don't go.
right.
They definitely need it. You know.
Spoken by a guy who probably needs therapy for eating ass and doesn't go.
No, nigga, no, not for that. But I probably, if I could go, I probably should, but not for that reason.
Do you?
Probably, I do.
I'm fucking with you. Do you personally feel like you need therapy though? Because you've always been the friend to me that just seems very mentally and emotionally stable. Like, if I present you with an opportunity, not opportunity, but a situation, I feel like you're that friend to look at it and be like, nah, that shit is stupid, bro. Like, what the fuck? And then you'll just be like, this is what I would have did, or I wouldn't have let it even get to this solution. I mean, not solution, but this, you know, I wouldn't have let it got so far. But do you personally feel like you need therapy?
Do I personally feel like I need therapy? Shit. I mean, I've always been the cool, calm, collected type.
Yeah.
Do I need it? I probably don't need it, but would I try it? I would try it. We all got mental shit that we could love to talk to somebody about. That's I guess a therapist, but maybe. I mean, that's kind of a deep question.
Well, what about you, Vez?
You know, so what?
No, I was saying, Vez. I was gonna ask Vez, does he feel like, you know, he needs therapy? Yeah. So, do you feel like, do you, in your own opinion, feel like you need therapy? Nigga said that shit with the quickness.
He did. I respect that.
Right.
I respect that.
This is like a question, and it's a statement. Always spoke about between me and my household type shit.
Yeah.
Especially between me and my queen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you need somebody from the outside that don't even know you, furthermore, you don't even find yourself.
Yo.
Outside.
And you know what? I'm glad you said that, because I've always been against therapy. I'll support a person. I'll support anybody for doing it. I'm not gonna say not to do it, but for me personally, I've always felt like, why the fuck would I talk to somebody else and pay money when I could talk to you motherfuckers and get y'all input? We have a very diverse mindset of friends, very diverse. This nigga Vez is from like 2 or 3 states north of us. Nigga, you've been raised differently than I've been raised. Nova's been raised differently. Sammy's been raised like, we have a very diverse of friends. I tell y'all all the time, I learn something new about that nigga Sean almost every fucking year. That nigga said, well, I'm glad my life is just that interesting. So
yeah, Sean, he great.
So when I think
all of us great. I feel like all of us great.
So when I think of somebody wanting therapy, in my mind I'm like, damn, what did I do as your friend? Where did I fail you as your friend that you feel like you gotta go to a therapist as opposed to talking it out with your friends? Not saying your friends are always 100% of the time gonna understand where you coming from, agree with you, or see where you going with some things, but it should. I don't ever feel like it should be that serious. Where, yeah,
Well, again,
hold on.
only
If that's
know
the
one
case,
person that goes.
if that's the case, then you should ground yourself, cut your phone off, and you know, do what you got to do. You shouldn't. I don't feel like people should just go to therapy like that. You need somebody that you can talk to. And if you have somebody that you can talk to, you're probably not talking to them the way you need to.
Yeah. And, I told you about this, but we leave names off the podcast. But I know one chick that goes to therapy.
Oh yeah, you told me about them.
Yeah, the girl who I work with her, and she goes, and she's, like I said, 21 years old, 21-year-old white girl, like she goes to therapy, like I think on the daily.
Damn, nigga, you might as well give her her name.
I mean,
right?
You know what? I said, fuck it, she's not gonna listen to this shit. Fuck it.
That's right. That's why I fuck with this nigga Vez. That's right. That's why I fuck with this nigga Vez. He would think of the same thing I would think. It was like, damn, this nigga ethnicity.
I thought about it too. Fuck it. I don't give a damn. She she goes to therapy, and I'm like, yo, you 21. And you need to go to therapy, like that shit. I've been thinking about that shit. I'm like,
but see,
damn,
at 21,
at 21,
I don't think that's her fault. I think that's her upbringing.
It got to be
somewhere. No, I don't think it's no could be, nigga. I feel like somewhere along her upbringing, her parents neglected a specific part of her development to where she panics about certain shit.
I do. Okay. Again, fuck it. I don't think he's gonna listen to this shit. Like, her, like, mama. Okay. First of all, dad passed away.
Right.
No dad. Like, her dad passed away, and she at a young age. I don't think her dad was there for her like that, but he passed away. Mama on drugs. Okay. So now she lives with her auntie because her mama can't raise her because she's on drugs. So she lives with her auntie. That alone, just right there, I think, like, fucked her up to where she thinks she needs to go to therapy to, like, balance her life. That's what I feel like,
Okay, so that's still kind of in line with what I said. Even though
it is.
Even though that's not something she could have controlled, that's still kind of in line. Because think about it. A dude that wants to date her, she has hella anxiety now.
Yeah, and she recently got into a relationship with a guy.
That nigga must be fucking alpha male like fuck, cause no sane person willingly, like, you have to be in some type of love with somebody to willingly get into a relationship with somebody who has anxiety, because speaking from personal experience, that shit will drive you fucking nuts. And I'm not bashing people with anxiety. I'm just saying that shit will give you anxiety dealing with somebody else who has anxiety.
Which is why like I said, I don't. Okay, she used to be like a very talkative person, but now she's not because of, I guess, therapy and the medicine they gave her. She doesn't really talk as much as she used to. Right.
That's probably a problem.
I mean, hey, that's what they gave her. I'm not gonna tell her what's wrong and right. I mean, I'm letting her live her life. We're not that close with coworkers. Like, she just doesn't talk as much as she used to because of the pills she's on. Like, just to be real on you, like, for real.
I don't know why that's funny, but that just sounds hilarious.
Yeah,
since she took them pills, she don't talk like she used to. Shit, give that shit to every bitch in a.
She don't. She don't, bro. So, you know, I mean, I help out at work, but she have whatever she needs help. But her personality is like drastically different than what it used to be.
Maybe it keeps all that shit bottled up.
It does. But see, recently she got a boyfriend. Like, she still kind of talks a little bit enough to, like, she kind of runs her mouth to where she gives her. She tells her business more. You know, black folks. You know us. Like, we really keep our shit like to ourselves.
Yeah. Oh Lord.
Yeah, and white
she
people.
Said
she said something. Really
she said something that you would have been like, bitch, why are you sharing this?
She had. Oh, I swear. Hey.
That nigga Rob had one of them moments.
Hey, you hit that shit. She hit that perfect, bro. Like, she's done that so many times. I'm like, bitch, why are you talking? Why are you saying this out loud at our job? Like, no, right. No, keep that shit to yourself. But no, she's just that type of person, and But no, I know she recently got into a relationship with a dude.
Yeah, you tell her, Rob, tell her shots don't mean everything.
And what's so crazy, and again, if she ever listen to this, fuck it, I don't give a damn. I wouldn't like her.
Mm-hmm.
I could not. I swear I could not date a girl like her. I could not do it. I could not do it, bro. I swear, I couldn't do it, dog. Like, whoever this dude is must really fucking like her, bro, because I couldn't do it. No way.
Well,
hell no. Couldn't do it. Like, it gets to the point now where, like, people at work are like trying not to like fuck with her like that. And
damn, because she talks so much.
Because she talk. It's funny. Like, it's funny. Like, she talks less. And, like,
people are more annoyed.
People are more annoyed.
So, okay. So here's what I'm gonna say about this. And I just thought about this. Sometimes you gotta be careful when you take shit like that. Because let's say you're repressing. Let's say you're repressing, like, the urge to just say what's on your mind. Well, sometimes, and I don't have anything to, like, prove this, so this is just like me speculating. But sometimes that shit comes out in other ways. And I say that because there's this episode, and this is probably the worst example you ever hear from me, but there's an episode of Teen Titans where Raven didn't want to admit that she was afraid. So what happened was that fear leaked out through her powers, and it turned the Titans Tower into like a fucking death trap for them until she realized that she had to stop being afraid.
Right.
So if she's talking less, the things that she's saying are probably coming from a place where she wish she could express this to somebody. Also, she sounds like she need a life coach on etiquette. So.
Yep.
All right, last topic. I thought this I just saw this video like 5 days ago. It's like by Young Congress goes after 12 AAA publishers, sends letters pursuing them to stop manipulative monetizations. This video is about 20 minutes, but I'm gonna pause it at a certain point and just ask you guys your opinions about it.
Yes, you will.
So here we go.
The best we can hope for currently is to change the games industry into a more positive direction.
Can y'all hear it?
To hold companies accountable for their scummy monetization practices is that the government will swoop in and enact laws and legislations that will force these game companies to scale back the predatory forms of monetization. And while we are probably still years away from that happening, the fact of the matter is that this kind of conversation is still going on in government agencies across the world. Now, the alternative would be for consumers as a whole to unify and protest and not buy companies' products until they change their ways, affect their bottom line. But the fact remains that only enthusiasts really look into this stuff and take action when they hear news of scummy companies and their scummy ways. The fact remains that for the average Joe, this is all just normal and they don't look into this stuff. So, yeah, government intervention really right now looks to be the best way, as corporations won't voluntarily, out of the kindness of their heart, stop implementing scummy schemes if it makes them money. For them, money is the king of all their endeavors, and they'll easily sacrifice human lives to that end. Now, recently, we have been starting to see some activities from Congress against various AAA companies. We've got Massachusetts Democratic Senator Ed Markey, Florida Democratic Representative Kathy Castor, and Massachusetts Democratic Representative Lori Tran write letters to 12 AAA publishers telling them to stop with what they called manipulative design. And these are the letters in question. All of these are basically the same except for the names and addresses and companies listed here. The 12 publishers and their CEOs that they've sent these letters to are CEO of Activision Blizzard, Bobby Kotick. Scrolling down, you've got CEO of Walt Disney Company, Robert Chapek. Next up, we have CEO of Epic Games, Tim Sweeney, followed by CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella. Next up, CEO of Niantic, John Hang. Moving along, CEO or President / Representative Director of Nintendo, Shuntaro Furukawa. Next, we got CEO of Riot Games, Nicolo Laurent, followed by CEO of Roblox Corporation, David Bashuki. Next up, CEO of Sony Corporation, Michael Litton. Then there is Director and Global President and CEO of Spin Master, Max Rangel. And then finally, we have the last two, CEO of Take-Two, Strauss Zelnick, and CEO of Warner Brothers Entertainment, Ann Sarnoff. These are without question 12 of the biggest gaming corporations out there, and all of them certainly do take advantage of predatory monetization schemes. Though I am rather shocked at the exclusion of two major companies, Electronic Arts and Ubisoft, those two are among the most well-known of publishers in the games industry, and also amongst the worst perpetrators when it comes to manipulative, predatory design. So hopefully they'll be writing letters to them as well, but the main point is that Congress is definitely looking into this stuff, and with these letters they've outlined their stance on the issue of monetization mechanics like loot boxes pretty clearly. So I'm going to read this letter out loud and share my thoughts along the way. Dear Insert CEO, we are writing to inquire about Insert Scummy Publishers' intentions to comply with the United Kingdom's Age-Appropriate Design Code, AADC, within the United States. And obviously, given that this is a UK law, these companies based in the United States don't have to follow that law, but Congress is insisting that companies follow after the model that this UK law establishes. 70% of families have at least one child who plays video games. While online gaming can benefit children, risks range from the collection and monetization of children's data, exposure to violent content, online predators, and manipulative design. Now, when it comes to content violence, this is a discussion we've had in the past. Government always tends to over-exaggerate the effects of violent video games on children, and there is a rating system in place with the ESRB and PEGI, though they're not always effective, especially when it comes to scummy monetization and gambling. But as far as violence goes, the ESRB and similar organizations tend to cover all that and disclose the kinds of content you'll see in a game, the content descriptors. So that stuff for me is not as important. More important is online predators, manipulative design, and the collection and monetization of children's data. And adults also obviously are afflicted by this, but children in particular need to be looked after as they are more prone to be manipulated, to be goaded, and given they lack impulse control, they're bound to be easier to prey on. The prevalence of microtransactions, often encouraged through nudging, have led to high credit card bills for parents. So microtransactions is a specific issue that is called out in this letter, and the letter even goes further by stating loot boxes go one step further, encouraging purchase before a child knows what the bundle contains, akin to gambling. Honestly, we gotta stop calling it akin to gambling. It's literally gambling, with the only delineator being the law and the language of the law. But technically speaking, if it works like gambling and it smells like gambling and it looks like gambling and it sounds like gambling, then it's gambling, which is exactly what loot boxes.
Alright, I'm gonna pause it 5 minutes and 50 seconds in. So basically what I want to ask is, how do you feel about Congress going after these AAA publishers? And I don't know what my brain was thinking. It says 12 AAA publishers, but I expected him to only list like 5. I don't know what I was thinking.
I feel like it's a good thing. If you're doing wrong, then you should be,
But
punished for it.
do you feel like it's going to have any type of impact? Because this is just a letter to pressure them into stopping their manipulative monetizations. Basically, like the practice of manipulating people into buying whatever it is they're selling.
Right.
Rockstar Games' name wasn't on there either.
The reason, I don't see Rockstar being on there because Rockstar be giving out free content. That's what I think, right?
Yeah, the content is free, but the shark cards is like, it's still a little manipulative because inflation is definitely a thing in this game. Or maybe I should say it's not a thing, depending on how you look at it. A truck in this game called the Phantom Wedge cost like $3 million. But in order to get that $3 million, the best bet is to do a heist. But there are like so many barriers to entry. So like the Cayo Perico heist, you can't do that heist until you buy a sub. You can't buy a sub until you have $1 million. You can't get $1 million unless you own like one of the other illicit businesses from being in a biker gang, which all of those cost money to both buy your biker gang place and the businesses. Like everything costs money to start in this game. So I say it's a little manipulative because you could just buy a shark card, and then you'd be well on your way. But if you're a person who doesn't want to do that, then you're stuck like Chuck. So
I got you.
So part of me feels like, yeah, cool, you're speaking about this, but unless I read new legislation forces AAA companies to, stop predatory practices, I don't feel like it matters too much. So any new movie news before we begin the process of closing out? Robert Hardy. I feel like this man's internet is just going crazy. Oh yeah, it actually did go crazy. He just left the party. But I'm trying to think. I don't think there's any new movie news and whatnot. Vez, you got any final thoughts? Anything you want to add or say about topics we talked about tonight? This man is probably eating food somewhere, because I know I was eating hella food. Well, I guess both of my co-hosts have been indisposed, and with that, we'll close out the Dopest podcast. Thank you for watching, and have a good night.